Hello, welcome to day 15 of the Big Hatch. We are now 3/4 of the way through the incubation process. Here's what's happening inside the eggs. The chick is now developing quite rapidly and growing bigger and bigger every day. And as we talked about yesterday, it will have turned itself, or will just be finishing doing that, so that its head is now at the bottom end, just next to the air sac, which we'll have a look at later on. Yesterday we candled the 5 eggs that we did previously, and we found out that they were the same as before in that 4 of them seem to have chicks developing in them, and we've got 1 infertile egg. Last night I candled the other eggs, and we found that all of the ones that we thought were developing the first time have continued to develop, and the chicks inside them are larger than they were the first time round. So the good news is we've got 15 eggs that could well hatch. Somebody asked me how the chicks breathe inside their shells. Well, they don't really breathe as such. They don't take their first proper breath using their lungs until they break into the air sac inside the shell just before they're due to hatch. However, they do need oxygen throughout the developing process, and that oxygen enters the shells through tiny little pores. We talked about the pores before. They're a little bit like the pores in our skin. Inside the shell is a membrane, that's like a thin skin. And between the shell and the membrane there are also tiny little pores, and the oxygen goes through those to the chick, and any waste products like carbon dioxide are carried out through those pores as well. A couple of days ago I put an egg into some dye. It was just an ordinary egg, and it was into a reddy purple coloured dye. And then a few days later I opened it up and had a look inside. And if you have a look now inside the shell, you can see where the dye has gone through, and there are these tiny dots of red, and that's where the pores of the shell are, teeny tiny holes that air and other waste materials can pass in and out of. And if you look at this half of the shell, the air sac I've been talking about, here is the membrane, and you can see that the air sac also has tiny holes in it as well. And if I break this with my pen, this is what the chick would break through when it first breaks out of its shell. And inside this membrane, the air sac has lots of oxygen to help the chick to breathe when it's trying to break out of its shell, which is quite hard work. You've just seen today's challenge. Today's challenge is to see if you can make or draw the life cycle of a chicken. Here's some that people have already sent in. You can see that people have been quite inventive. We've got people drawing them. You could make it out of fabric. Perhaps you could make little models to show it. Whatever you feel like doing to show the life cycle of a chicken. That's all for today. We'll see you again tomorrow when it's Easter Sunday, and we'll have some more Eastery things in the background of the Big Hatch. See you tomorrow.